Hello, friends. Welcome to Friday Night Love with Huhnkie, episode 274.6. Yeah, let's do stretching. Happy Sunday evening. Okay. Yeah, let's do stretching. Let me change the pants. It does not match the color. Okay. All right, let's do stretching. Oh. 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 Yeah, new routines. Okay. Mhm. Old routines. Okay. Whew. Hmm. Now, let's do jump front bend kick. Only bit with only bit rotation, okay? So, okay. Uh, Oh, like 90-degree rotation a little bit. Okay, good. 5 minutes. Oh, 5 minutes. Whew. Good exercises. Wow, I'm hot now. So crazy. Okay, okay, okay. Welcome back. I'm putting my dinner in the microwave, just background noise. Uh-huh. Happy Sunday evening. And let's go to the continuing legal education, if you do not mind. Okay. The Petersburg case. Okay, so we're basically making a movie, writing a novel, loosely based on true story. Alaskan Senate election district 2026. Let's continue to spin the yard, okay? Yeah. So I'm playing the fictional character or role or the defense attorney for Mr. John Adam Doe from Petersburg, who's running for U.S. Senate. Huh? And okay, uh, so some strategy, legal strategy. Okay, I'm a lawyer. I have 8 years of being a lawyer. Okay, so I know this. Okay, so okay, you need to come up with best case scenario and worst case scenario in a litigation. It does not matter if it's civil law or criminal law case, okay? You need to come with the best case scenario and worst case scenario, okay? Yeah, it's for negotiation, like settlement, plea bargain purpose. But even if you go to trial, you should still think about worst case scenario and best case scenario, okay? And everything for anywhere in between, worst case scenario and best case scenario, okay? So you need to think about that, okay? Yeah, as an attorney, okay? I'm not saying everybody needs to be attorney. No, no. But it's same principle that's applicable anywhere in the world. You can be a business person, artist, musician, or whatever interest area you may be in. Okay? Yeah. Best case scenario and worst case scenario, because everything else will fall in between. Okay? Yeah. And that is same principle. Okay? Yeah. Uh-huh. In this Petersburg case, okay, for my hypothetical client, John Adam Doe, allegation is that he at least tried to deprive some Alaskan voters voting rights by deception. Okay. Okay. So it's that's prosecutorial argument. Okay. Now I'm playing the role of defense attorney for Mr. John Adam Doe. Okay. So let's because jurors they're unpredictable. They're notorious for that. Okay. So trial is very unpredictable. Bench trial is just trial. Okay. No jurors. Okay. Maybe more predictable than jurors because judges they're humans too. Okay, so they have this record of ruling in the past. Those court cases they're open records. They're official open records. Anybody can access it. You have to pay the fees to clerk's office in the court. Okay, yeah, so you can study judges' past rulings and find some pattern. The judges they're human beings. They do their best to be neutral, unbiased, but they have their own personal background and they have their own political opinions too, judges. And they have religious affiliation as well. Okay? Political affiliation. Judges, they're humans. Okay? Some judges are more conservative, more Republican party side. Some judges are more liberal, Democratic party side. Okay? Yeah. And because in bench trial, judge trial, it's not jurors. Okay? So the ruling is based on one person. In bench trial, judges also find of fact and find of law. In jury trial, jurors, 12 jurors, they're the finder of fact and judge is the finder of law. And these 12 jurors, they're from everywhere, right? So that's why jury trial is less predictable than bench trial because 12 people are involved, 12 more people are involved now. Okay. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why you need to come up with the best case scenario and worst case scenario for your client, for your case. Okay, 5 minutes break for rest. Thank you. It's fun, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. 5 minutes. Thank you. All right. So it's a little bit mathematical, okay? We're talking about counting numbers. So worst case scenario, let's say, okay, let's assume that Mr. John Adam Doe received 3,000 votes, 3,000 Alaskan voters voted for him. So you got like what, 2 to 3% of Alaskan voters, okay, running as a U.S. Senate candidate. And worst case scenario is this, okay, all these 3,000 Alaskan voters thought he was John Bryan Doe. So worst case scenario, prosecutor would argue, okay, look at Mr. John Adam Doe. He deprived voting rights, civil rights of 3,000 Alaskans. That's a lot of people. 3,000. He deprived voting rights of 3,000 Alaskan voters. Yeah, tenure in federal prison. Easy. That's what they might argue, okay? And that's what I would argue if I were a prosecutor, okay? Okay. Best case scenario. All those 3,000 voters knew about these two candidates with same first and last name. They read news articles about it. So they were not confused at all. All 3,000 Alaskan voters, they voted for Mr. John Adam Doe because they wanted to vote for Mr. John Adam Doe. They were not confused at all. They read the news articles. So there's no victims. There was no victim at all. So criminal attempt, sure, possibly. So best case scenarios would be like this. Okay, what's the worst thing that Mr. John Adam Doe did allegedly? let's say he lied with intention to deceive Alaskan voters. First lie, potentially. He said he's Republican, but actually he's Democrat. So this possible first lie, okay? Second, he lied that he wanted to be your senator, but actually, hypothetically, he wanted Miss Jane Amy Doe of Democratic Party. He wants her to be elected, so he did not want to be U.S. senator at all. He ran for U.S. Senate in order to siphon away Republican voters away from Mr. John Bryan Doe. So two lies, potentially, okay? Now, is it illegal to lie? Uh, in affidavit or in court proceedings, if he lies under oath, then yeah, it's a perjury, it's a crime, okay? But hypothetically, let's say he take my advice in a courtroom and then he under oath in courtroom during the trial, he said, "Yes, I lied. I lied to the Alaskan voters that I'm Republican. Well, actually, I'm not a Democrat. I'm liberal. That's first lie I did. I'll do it now because I'm under oath. When I said that during my campaign, I was not under oath. So I didn't commit any perjury, okay? During my campaign trail, yeah, I did lie many times. I said maybe 1,000 times I lied that to the Alaskan voters during my campaign trail, okay? Yeah, I'm Democrat, but I lied to them I'm Republican. But I was not under oath. So no perjury there. Second lie I did during my campaign trail, I never wanted to be U.S. Senator. But I ran in order to help out Ms. Jane Doe of Democratic Party. And I wanted my intention was to siphon Republican Party voters away from Mr. John Bryan Doe. That was my intention. So I lied about it. That I wanted to be a senator. Well, no, I never wanted to be a senator. The reason I ran for U.S. Senate is to get Miss Jane Amy Doe elected Democratic Party. The second lie I did to my campaign trail. But again, I was not on the oath. So it's not perjury. But now that I am on the oath in court, yeah, I confess my lies. So in this movie, fictional scenario, he took my advice. Yeah, be honest. I can handle the truth. I'm a competent attorney. Leave the rest to me because we will still win the case. Okay? Fine is right. Correct, okay? Nice. Fun, huh? Yeah. I'm glad we are doing this. Good intellectual exercise. Yeah. So do some political candidates lie during their campaign trail? What do you think? In American politics, do some candidates lie during their campaign trail? Yeah. What percentage? I would say it's close to 100%, okay? I don't know, okay, but I'm sure many candidates do lie, okay? And is it illegal? No. Why? Well, okay, lying is bad, it's immoral, unethical, okay? But some lies are protected by First Amendment, okay? Like hyperbole, like exaggeration, okay? Uh, yeah, but the kind of lie that's illegal is there are several kinds. Okay, so it's just not protected by First Amendment freedom of speech. Okay, like movie theater, if they somebody lie, okay, for fun, prank, yeah, fire. There's fire in the movie theater. Okay, that's illegal. It's too dangerous. That kind of lie. People panic. They run outside the dark theater. They can step on each other. It's a dangerous situation. Okay, so it has to do with public safety. So that kind of lie is illegal because it's dangerous to people's safety. Okay, so that's illegal lie. Another illegal lie: fraud, theft by deception, fraud. Yeah, like con people. Okay, like yeah, this watch is made with gold, but it's not. So I'm gonna sell you this watch, but it's made with gold. But there was a lie, okay? So instead of getting what, $10, this guy earned $100 for it. Oh, that's fraud. That's illegal. Okay. How about politicians, like political candidates during campaign trail? Maybe they lie about their record. Okay, so some lies, even in politics, is illegal. Let's say somebody pretend to be a veteran, military veteran, when they are not. That's illegal. Why? Military veterans, we have a lot of benefits from Veterans Administration, VA, okay? So lying about veteran status, that's strictly forbidden by federal law, okay? Whether it's political candidate, politician or not, they cannot lie about veteran status. That's illegal, okay? How about some other kinds of lie some political candidates may make? Well, they may say, oh, I went to Harvard, I went to Yale, Stanford. That kind of lie most likely is not illegal. But that's relatively easily verifiable, right? So that's why people do not lie about it. Okay, but just school record. Okay, yeah, they can get it. Mm. But those are private institutions, so it's not public record, though. Okay, but I'm sure they can get it. Yeah. But let's say hypothetical lies that Mr. John Adam Doe did. Yeah, he lied about his political beliefs. Yeah, yeah, I'm Democrat, but I lied to the voters that I'm actually Democrat, but yeah, I'm Republican. First lie. Second lie. Yeah, like I do not want to be U.S. senator, but yeah, I lied. Yeah, I my intention, motivation is to help out Miss John Amido of Democratic Party instead of Mr. John Brown Doe in Republican Party. I want to see a Democrat becoming U.S. senator in Alaska. It's lie, deception, yes, but is it illegal? Not as the law stands now, because what's illegal is oppression, overt oppression. Is this like kind of deception, kind of suppression? It could be. but covert, not overt, like secret deception, okay? Oppression, by dictionary definition, is like bullyism, like intimidating voters. If you vote for Mr. John Bryan Doe, I will harm you, so you better not vote for him. Or if he tell Republicans like, do not go to voting station today. If you do, I will harm you. Republicans, do not go to voting station today. If you do, I will harm you. Those are the oppression of voting rights. That United States Code, what, 18 USC, what, 241, 242. That's the kind of action that I'm talking about. They used to do that back in like 1950s, maybe, like Ku Klux Klan, white supremacists suppressing African American voters from going to voting station. They used to do that stuff. But that's overt action, oppression. That's what's forbidden by law. Okay? Deception, covert suppression of voting rights. It's not illegal yet. Maybe in the future, legislature make law about that. Yeah, but not now, not in the federal level. Maybe Florida state, maybe. As it stands now. Okay? So there's no crime here. It's that simple, okay? Yeah, 5 minutes break. Vocal rest, okay? Well, time check. Yeah, it's been less than 1 hour. Okay. Right. Simple. Yeah. So, as it stands in the United States Code, criminal code, okay? So, criminal law, yeah, deprivation of civil rights is illegal. Deprivation or attempt to deprive somebody else's civil rights, voting rights, okay, including voting rights, okay, so that's illegal, okay. Now, deprivation, that's like preventing someone. The United States Code mentioned kidnapping, okay, like hypothetically, Mr. John Adams, like kidnapped some Alaskan Republican voters and like house arrest, okay, that's illegal, okay, kidnapping and tie them down to a chair, to prevent them from going to the voting station. That's what they're talking about. Or threaten with them with violence. Those are the acts that United States Code is talking about, okay? The oppression to deprive voting rights. Like by intimidation or violence, overt act, not covert deception. Is it correct? No, it's not like that. Okay, the law stands now, it's about overt action like intimidation, threatening, kidnapping. Okay, to prevent them from going to the voting station on the election day. That's what's forbidden in federal law. Mr. John Adamdo, he did not do anything like that. Hypothetically, he may have lied, but it's not deprivation of somebody else's voting rights. It's more like trying to influence Alaskan voters. Is that illegal? It cannot possibly be. Like these two Alaska, what hypothetically Washington D.C. attorneys writing an article, although they are not Alaskan residents, they want to influence Alaskan voters by writing this Wall Street Journal article. Okay? Is that illegal? Is it deprivation of voting rights? No. It's called political campaign. Yeah. Political campaign ads, advertisements, they were designed to influence voters' decisions. That's not deprivation of voting rights. That's what political campaign is about, by definition. Okay, they want to influence voters. It could be misinformation. Yeah, it could be. Could be deceptions, lies. Yeah, they do it many times. Okay, maybe not all the time. Okay, yeah. For example, let's say some Democratic Party candidates. Some Democratic Party candidates are Christians. Okay, maybe perhaps they object LGBTism, but maybe they lie about it to get Democratic voters' votes. Republicans, Republican Party candidates, perhaps they are pro-choice at heart, but in order to get Republican voters, Christian voters, maybe they say, I'm against abortion. Maybe they lie about it to get Christian votes, to get Republican votes. So let's say some Republican Party candidates, maybe they lie about their religion. Maybe they are Buddhists. But to get Christian votes, maybe they lie about their religion. Yeah, hey, I'm not a Buddhist. Actually, I'm a Christian. Maybe they lie about their religion to get Christian votes. It's deception, right? Is it illegal? As it stands now, it's not illegal. Maybe in the future, maybe they make law about it to make it illegal. In the future, yeah, that's possible. But as it stands now, it's not illegal. It's because of this, okay? Oh, well, why don't you think about why those lies are not illegal yet? Can you think of some reasons why? If you want to think about it, 5 minutes for cover rest. Okay, thank you. And let's ventilate. It's kind of warm. Yeah, 5 minutes, thank you. Right. wait, wait. Kind of Midnight Express, good. Yeah, I like Midnight Express. Very nice and quiet, poetic. So, okay, how come those lies are not illegal yet? Okay, there are many reasons. Okay, first reason is this. Okay, elected officials, legislators, lawmakers, they're busy. Okay, and they go to meetings and then they meet people after election is over, they get elected. Okay, so they have this office, right, with staffers. Okay, uh, they get phone calls, emails all the time, okay, because citizens, okay, they want to see some change in law, so they have some legislative proposals, okay, so many times it's totally legitimate, okay, for some other citizens, they just complain about everything, okay, and so they have to filter out some good ideas and bad, not so good ideas, okay, they have to go read the campaign step. I mean, the legislative aides of some lawmakers. Okay, they have to read those emails and take the phone calls. They're busy. They have to prioritize, triage. They have to prioritize to make a new law that is very, very important law. Okay, that's first reason. Okay, second reason. If there are too many laws, yeah, thou shall not lie about your religion, thy religion, as a political candidate, and you cannot lie about your political affiliation as a political candidate, and you cannot lie about your school record when you run for an office as a candidate. Okay, how many lies can there be? Thousands. If there are too many laws like that, it starts to restrict freedom. If there are too many laws, it start to restrict freedom. Okay, yeah, lying is bad. I'm not saying freedom to lie is a good thing. No, I'm not saying that. Or you cannot lie about what you ate earlier today for breakfast. You cannot lie about what you ate for lunch. You cannot lie about what you ate for dinner. How many lies can there be? Well, as many things as there are things in the universe, in the world. Okay, I lying is bad. I'm not saying lying is a good thing, but too many laws in general, it start to restrict people's freedom. Okay, so those are some reasons that I can come up with. I think, yeah. And going back to the witness, okay, let's say there are some gentlemen and ladies who are mistaken. By mistake, they voted for Mr. John Adam Doe instead of John Bryan Doe. Well, that's voters' responsibility. Okay, look, voters they drive or walk to a voting station. If they do not want to wait in the line, they have to go all in the morning to go to a voting station. Okay, it's a lot of energy, effort made to go to the voting station and actually vote. If not, they're early risers in the early in the morning, long line. They have to wait. They're investing a lot of their time, energy, money too. Yeah, nowadays gasoline, inflation. Okay, to drive car to the voting station. Okay, expensive, and their time, their effort, energy to actually go out there and vote on election day, right? Do you think do you think it's plausible, realistic to expect that they would make that kind of mistake, confusing two candidates' names? Do you think they didn't do like internet research, read some articles, news articles about it? That news is like international now. Two candidates with same first and last name, just middle initial different. Okay, which is interesting. If internationally it made international news, not just in America, but in Alaska, of course they know about it. Alaskan voters, of course they know about it. They invest a lot of time, their own time and money to vote. They are interested in politics. That's why they voted. I didn't. I did not go to voting station. Was it last Tuesday? I guess it was. I don't even know what day it was. I did not go to voting station, okay? Because I'm not into politics this day, okay? I think it was last Tuesday or something, okay? But unlike me, Huhnkie Lee, a lot of Alaskan residents are interested in politics. They did go to voting station, okay? Me, I'm not even that interested in politics this day, okay? But it's interesting news. That's why I know about it. And I didn't vote. But Alaskan voters who actually went to the voting station and voted, they are more interested in politics than I am. So they know about this news. Of course they did. Even I know about this news, although I'm not interested in politics, okay? Because it's more than politics. It's about law, election law, civil rights law, and even criminal law. There are multiple laws involved in this case, okay? So that's what got my interest. And it's in politics too, okay? It's fascinating case, okay? And Alaskan voters who went to voting station last Tuesday, they know more about this case than I do, maybe, okay? Because they are interested in politics and they did vote. So did any of them make mistake? I doubt it. I doubt it. Common sense, okay? Time is very vocal rest, okay? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, welcome to Human Show, Human School, okay? Yeah. Intellectual exercise. Yeah. Okay, let's now do some acting, okay? Screenplay. creative writing and improvisation or acting. Okay, so let's do the theatrics. Okay, action. Closing argument. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Yeah, it was a long trial, and thank you for your patience. Thank you for listening to us, lawyers and witnesses. Your Honor, your honorable judge, and the court, and the jurors, our fellow Alaskan citizens. Thank you for your time and your attention, and thank you very much for listening to us. Thank you for your patience. So, my client, hypothetically, perhaps he lied to Alaskan voters. Well, on behalf of my client, if that's the case, I'm not saying that's the case, but hypothetically, let's assume that argument for the sake of argument, let's say he lied to Alaskan voters, to you. But you took my advice. Yeah, yeah. You're on the oath now. You're not on the campaign trail. No, this is courtroom. You swore to tell the truth and nothing but the truth. Okay. To my advice. Okay. So yeah, he confessed to you. Yeah, and I apologize on his behalf. Okay. I'm sorry. He's sorry for the deception about his candidacy, his motivation to run for U.S. Senate. He's sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. We apologize. Yeah, we are sorry to have lied to you. But I did not lie because I was not I was not part of his campaign. Okay. I mean, so criminal defense attorney. Okay. So, but let's say he lied to you. Okay. I'm sorry. But as it stands, okay, it's not illegal yet. Okay. They kind of lie what his party affiliation is, his motivation to run for U.S. Senate. Potential two lies. Okay. And then he confessed to you, and he's sorry. Yeah, yeah. I apologize on his behalf. Okay, but as the law stands now, it's not illegal yet. Okay, so he did not violate any law, although he did lie, hypothetically. Okay, but even if he lied, yeah, it's not illegal. It's not now. Okay, and about he got about 3,000 votes in the primary. Okay, my assumption is this: I do not think that it's reasonable to assume that any one of those 3,000 voters who voted for my client voted for him by mistake. I do not think so. I do not think it's reasonable to assume that. Not even one. Why? They invested a lot of money, time, effort. They are voters and they did vote. 3,000 people who voted for my client, okay? They're interested in politics. So they read the news about candidates. They want to learn about candidates. So they read the news. Oh, two candidates running for USA now. It's got 2026. Same name. It made international news. Even other country people read about it because it's interesting. Other states, they didn't just read about it; they wrote about it. Yeah, three law school professors. They are witnesses, right? So you heard from them. And two Washington D.C. attorneys. They wrote about it in Wall Street Journal. You met them. You saw them. They are witnesses. Okay. I people outside of Alaska, they didn't just read about this news. They wrote internet articles about it too. This is fascinating. Okay. Now, Alaskan voters who live in Alaska, who actually get to vote for political candidates in Alaska, of course they knew about it. People outside of Alaska, other countries or other states, they did not get to vote here. They're not Alaskans. You are, right? Let's say Mr. John Adamdo, my client, tried to deceive Alaskan voters, okay? I think he failed to deceive Alaskan voters. Do I think Alaskan voters are so gullible? Do you? Do you think Alaskan voters are gullible? Easily deceived? I don't think so. Ladies and gentlemen, okay, maybe you have been maybe you're born and raised in Alaska, okay. I'm like implant to Alaska, okay. I was not born and raised here. I came to Alaska 11 years ago. Why did I come to Alaska? Because it's fascinating state. Before that, I was in Alabama, Michigan Law School. I watched some Alaskan documentaries, Alaskan TV shows, okay, like the Yukon Man, Alaska: The Last Frontier, and some YouTube documentaries about Alaska. I was fascinated. That's why I came to Alaska from Alabama, Michigan Law School 11 years ago. I'm 48 now. I was 37 back then. And I'm still here. I love Alaska. So, past 11 years, as I live in Alaska, I met many Alaskans. I know they're smart people. In my experience, perhaps you are born and raised in Alaska. Maybe you lived in Alaska more than 11 years. Unlike I, unlike me, okay? Maybe you lived longer in Alaska, more than 11 years, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, the jurors. Uh, what do you think? Out of 3,000 Alaskan voters, do you think there's at least one voter who voted for my client because they were confused about his name and the other candidate's name? Okay? If you ask me, I do not think so. Because Alaskan voters, I mean, Alaskans in general, whether they vote or not, yeah, I know they're smart. I've been living in Alaska for 11 years and I've met many Alaskans, okay? They're smart people. They're very independent people. Many Alaskans came to Alaska from other states, even from other countries. Okay, because what Alaska is about, yeah, unique state. We do have cold, dark, long winter, yeah, but Alaska, we have a lot of freedom, and that's one of the reasons I came to Alaska. Okay, I like that freedom, independence. Okay, self-sufficient, DIY, do it yourself, right? That's very Alaskan, right? Yeah, they learn how to do carpentry. I did, just a little bit. Many Alaskans, they can fix their own cars. They learn how to do it. They do it themselves. Okay? This very smart people. Independence, right? Freedom. So I do not think that it is reasonable to assume that out of 3,000 voters who voted for my client less than a week ago, I do not think any of them, not even one of them, were confused and voted for my client by mistake. I doubt it. So please the court, please the jurors. That's my closing argument. Thank you. All right, sync code. Okay, yeah, 5 minutes break for rest. Okay. Having a lot of fun. Time check now. How many minutes do we have left? Yes. We got more than 30 minutes. Okay. Yeah. 5 minutes. Thank you. Right. All right. So that was fun, huh? I of course I would if I were his defense attorney, I would do a rehearsal. Yeah, I omitted some stuff. Okay, some rehearsal. Because look, I've been a lawyer for 8 years. Okay, so yeah, before oral argument, we do rehearsal. Okay, yeah. So yeah, some omission there. Yeah, like yeah, my client did not commit any crime. Okay, so because maybe he lied, perhaps. Okay, but that's not illegal yet. So he's not violate any law. Okay. Did he try to deprive voting rights? No, he did not prevent anybody from going to voting station. Okay, did he try to influence voters by deception? Maybe, but that's not illegal yet. Okay, and trying to influence voters, that's called campaign. Do some politicians lie, political candidates, during their campaign trail? Yeah. Do some political candidates like kind of team up with each other, collaboration between candidates in order to defeat more popular candidates? Oh yeah, they do. That's not illegal. Okay, it is not yet. So it's not a conspiracy. Conspiracy, two or more people come together to commit a crime, but there's no crime here. There's no violation of law. Okay, maybe some deception, yes, but as it stands, it is allowed by law. Lying, the kind of lies that they're accused of my clients of committing, that's still within legal limits. It's not illegal what he lied about, even if he did. Okay, so there's no violation of law here. Yeah, so that's why he's innocent in a court of law because he did not violate any law. Okay. Yeah, I should have added that, but we are doing rehearsal. Of course, I'm not his attorney. We are making a movie. Okay, so I'm just explaining to you what goes behind the scene before trial. Okay, yeah, we do rehearsal. Yeah, yeah, it's fun. Yes, intellectual stimulating. It is. Yeah, I do enjoy my job as a lawyer. Okay, it's fun. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. Have have I gone to trials? Yeah. Making oral arguments? Yeah. But okay, have made oral arguments in a bench trial, judge trial, okay, once. And I made oral arguments in front of Alaska State Supreme Court justices about twice or three times. Twice or thrice, okay. I went to jury trial, yes. But I've never made oral argument in front of jurors. Not yet. Why? Because in my past, okay, my former senior attorneys, they wanted to do it themselves. They're older than me, okay, so they wanted to do it themselves, okay, so I never had a chance to make oral arguments in front of jurors, okay. Maybe in the future, I don't know. Mm? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now let's do context switch. Now let's get out of the courtroom, hypothetical courtroom. Okay, let's talk about something else. Okay, let's talk about Korean TV shows. Okay, yeah. I finished watching the What's Up with Miss Secretary Kim. Okay, oh that was good. 16 episodes. I enjoyed it. Okay, so it was good. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So let's take 5 minutes break for chorus. Okay, I'm getting a little bit tipsy, just a little bit. We have more than 30 minutes left. Okay, yeah, 5 minutes. All right. Okay. Okay, so this nice Korean TV show, okay, it became one of my favorites. Okay, what's up? What's going on with Miss Secretary Kim? Okay, Korean TV show, nice. Yeah, yeah, bravo, bravo. Okay, so in Viki, Rakuten Viki, okay, it's online platform for streaming. Okay. Oh, yeah, I enjoyed it. Okay, it's a good kind of romance, good kind of dating, good kind of marriage because they are between the age of like I guess 25 and 35. Okay, I think it's good time to good age to start dating between 25 and 35. Okay, and get married later on. Okay, so they're professionals. Okay, they are well educated. They make a lot of good money, and so yeah, it's and then they really love each other. Okay, so and they are mature adults, and they're of age. Okay, so they're educated, they're professionals, they have good jobs, and or male and female adults, and very attractive, and they do exercise and diet and everything. So it's good romance, good kind of marriage. Okay, yeah, and very well filmed. Hmm? I do not plan on marriage. Okay, I am happy single, so it's not quite relatable because I do not even date. I'm happy single. Okay, straight, married or single. Okay. But it's very well done. Okay, yeah, the marriage scene and it's beautiful, beautiful. Okay, yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, what kind of marriage? Okay, yes, I appreciate it. I do. The kind of people who are different from me. Okay, oh, I appreciate that. Of course I do. Yeah, yeah. Good kind of marriage, stable family. They make good money, and so yeah, love, genuine, real, true love, and monogamy. To later on, they will have children and good marriage, good parenting. They have enough money. They both work, so they can hire uh, some helpers to take care of their children when they are at work. Okay, yeah, child care services. Do they make good money? That's great. Both parents are working. Okay, yeah, so they hire child care workers, professionals. Okay, child care services. Okay, yeah, so cool. My parents were like that. Okay, they both worked. So South Korea. Okay, yeah, so cool. But my parents, yeah, they both worked full time as I grew up as a child, preteen. Okay, yeah. So childcare services. Okay, yeah. Mm. So my parents, Kukano marriage, Kukano parents. Okay, so they busy. Okay, so both of them they work full time. Okay, so kind of upper middle class. Yes, well educated. Both my parents. Okay, yeah, college graduates. Okay, both got good jobs. Okay, so they both worked. My parents. Okay, well educated. Uh, but they took time during the weekends to spend time with us. Okay, like hiking in the mountain, fishing trip, camping. Oh, that's like one with tent. That's what was in a while. Okay, camping is less common in South Korea than in America. Okay, South Korea is a small country. Okay, so but yeah, fishing trip. Yes, 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 yes. Hiking in the mountain. Yes, a lot of that. Okay. It was nice. Hmm. So during the weekends, they spend time with us. Back then, we're talking about 1980s, South Korea. It was 6 days a week work hours. Okay, so they only have one day, Sunday, to spend time with us. Okay, one full day. Okay, I do the weekends. Yeah, maybe in the evening, sure. But Saturday, maybe half day work day. Okay, Saturday, but so maybe 1.5 days a week. Weekdays, I mean, maybe in the evening, watching television together, having dinner together. Okay, sure. Well, yeah. So let's take 5 minutes break. For correct. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Family value. Yeah, yeah. Family stories from South Korea. Okay. More than 30 minutes left we have. We do. More than 30 minutes left. Okay. Yeah. 5 minutes break. Well, thank you. For correct. I tell you. Okay. Yeah. Good kind of family. Sure. Okay. So let me tell you what introduced you to my parents. Okay. So my father, his PhD in economics, okay, in Cornell University, where I was born in 1978. Okay. So he's very smart guy. Okay. Uh, and he worked as a professor in economics in top 10 university in South Korea. Okay. My mother, she's a fine art major. Okay. So she was manager of a small business, Korean pottery business. Okay. 소산유업. Okay. Yeah. And it was quite successful. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Before they retired. Okay. So yeah, they made good money. Okay. So and they worked very hard. They both worked. We're talking about 1980s, 1990s. Okay. When I was there as a child. Okay. And I'm very grateful to my parents. Okay, that they took time to spend time with us. Me and my sister. My sister 5 years older than me. Okay. Great lady. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, they took time to spend with us during the weekends. Okay, like 1.5 weekends, like half of Saturday and one full Sunday. Okay, and we went to church together, and also sometimes hiking, fishing. Okay, yeah. Sometimes movie theater. Okay, good time. Okay, good parenting. Hmm. But they were very frugal. They did not waste money at all. No. Uh, as a child. preteen, okay? I want toys, but they did not buy me all the toys that I want. It's still middle class. Maybe slightly upper middle class because they're well educated, okay? They're very highly competent people, my parents, okay? But they're very frugal, financially responsible, okay? So they did not buy me all the toys I want. No. But they did buy us, my older sister and me, encyclopedia. Yeah, paper. How many volumes encyclopedia in Korean language? Okay, uh, between 20 to 50 book volumes like this day. Okay, yeah, it's a kind of five bedroom condominium. Okay, again, it's upper middle class. Okay, so my sister has her own room. Me, I have my own room, and my parents their room, and we also lived with for a while paternal grandmother. Okay, my father's mother. Yeah. She has her own room, okay? So it's five bedroom, nice condominium, Pampo, Gangnam, Seoul, South Korea, okay? So we are upper middle class, okay? My father, yeah, PhD in economics, okay? Yeah. Mhm. So me, I had my room, my sister, her own room, our paternal grandmother, her own room, and my parents, their own one room. So how about is five bedroom, nice condominium, okay? The other room is storage unit, okay? So, but at one point, my father's younger brother lived there at some point. I remember, okay? My paternal uncle, okay? For a while, okay? Yes. After he moved out, yeah, it's storage unit, okay? So, yeah, five bedroom condominium, a good one, okay? Mhm. And our parents bought us, my sibling and me, okay, this encyclopedia. Uh, It's not leather bound. It's not that fancy, but yeah, it's like hardcover paper. How many book volumes of encyclopedia in Korean language? Between 30 and 50. Okay, so it's multiple story in the bookcases shelf. Maybe three or four, five rows. Okay, yeah. Thank you. Alright. Did I read them? Yeah. All of them? Kinda. I'll tell you about that. Okay. 5 minutes very correct. Okay. Time check now. Uh, we still have more than 30 minutes left. Good. Yeah, 5 minutes back. Okay. Yeah, Korean story, right? Nice. 5 minutes. Thank you. So we are talking about 1980s, 1990s. Maybe I was in elementary school back then, okay, preteen, or maybe I was in middle school, okay, it's all around there, okay, like fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade, seventh grade, all around there, okay. I think I was in elementary school, okay, maybe fifth, sixth, fourth grade, all around there, okay. I took on this project. It's like Great China Wall, okay. In Korean pronunciation, Malle장성, okay, this encyclopedia. Was in the storage unit in the five-bedroom condominium. Maybe I do not quite remember. Okay, but it was there. Okay, maybe 50 volumes, this thick each, maybe 30 volumes, something like that, somewhere around there. Okay, so that's Korean alphabetical, like Canada, Mabasa. Okay, Korean alphabet. Okay, instead of ABCD. Okay, and each article, yeah, they talk about everything. It's encyclopedia. Okay, hard cover, maybe not leather. Are they colored pages? Maybe some pages were colored, okay, but mostly black and white, okay. So paper, okay. So it's not digital, okay. So we're talking about 1990s, so South Korea, okay. So what a challenge, huh? Let's do this. At least I will flip through every single page of this encyclopedia collection. I think I was like 10-year-old, 11-year-old, okay. What a challenge, huh? I did not read every single word in Korean language, okay, or just encyclopedia collection, okay. But at least let me flip through it, okay. If some article there is interesting, yeah, I'll read maybe a couple of sentences or paragraphs. And I did. How long did it take? Several months. Yeah. So I did that, okay. Wrestling with books, knowledge. I did that, okay. Just flipping through page by page. If there's an interesting article about something, yeah, I read it. Okay. Yeah. It could be about fine art. It could have been about taekwondo, martial arts, or it could have been about some history about some country. Encyclopedia, okay. It's a knowledge about the world. Sometimes the universe too. It's astronomy. Was astronomy in Korean language? just a 천문학, I think. Okay, it's about heaven, sky, 천문학, something like that. Okay, yeah, stars, planets, galaxies. Okay, okay. Maybe there were some articles about some UFO. Yeah, mm. Aliens. Okay, Korean word 외계인. Okay, okay, interesting. Yeah. Yeah, so in Korean alphabet, okay, instead of A, B, C, D, E, F, G, okay, it's like Kanadara, Mabasa, Ajasaka, Tapa, something like that, okay, so yeah. So I just finished that, okay. I just flipping, sometimes reading, other times just flipping page by page, okay. It took me maybe 5 months, I don't know, okay, after school. I did do that, okay. At least flipping through every single page with encyclopedia collection, okay. I did do that, okay. Yeah. Did I tell that to anybody? I don't know. Maybe I told my sister or parents or grandmother or my friends. teachers. I'm not sure. That was like 40 years ago. Okay, so I'm not sure if I tell anybody about it. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. But I'm telling the world now, like YouTube, Instagram. Okay, it really happened. Okay, I'm not saying I read every single word, but I just flipped through every single pages. I did. I read some articles, maybe part of it. It was very interesting. Yeah, maybe 10 paragraphs. I did read it. This is interesting article. Okay. Yeah, true story. I'm not exaggerating. Uh, I'm not lying about this. Okay. I said I did not read everything, but did I flip every single page of that encyclopedia collection? I did. In all honesty, okay. I did not read everything. No, but some interesting article in encyclopedia. Yeah, I did read maybe one paragraph. If this article is not too long, yeah, maybe 5 paragraphs article. If it's interesting, okay. I did. Okay. Hmm. Time's on. Yeah. 5 minutes break for chorus. Okay. Time check now. We have 12 minutes. Yeah, we got more than 10 minutes left. Okay. Yeah. So 5 minutes break. Thank you. Welcome to Human School. Human Show. Okay. How nice, right? Yeah. Yeah. All right. So, some more South Korean stories. Yeah, sure, sure. Kwanaksan. Kwanaksan means like I do not know what Kwanak means, but san means mountain. Okay, Kwanak Mountain. That's I think that's like a northwest of South Korea. Okay, bordering the other more rural region in Gyeonggi-do. That's a more rural region outside of Seoul, capital city of South Korea. Okay, 1980s. Okay, Kwanak Mountain. Okay, Kwanak San. San means mountain. Okay. So yeah, we went there a lot. Okay, it's a big mountain. Okay, so you can approach from the western side or from eastern side. Okay, eastern side is slower. less steep, okay? So it takes about 3 to 5 hours to go all the way to top of the mountain, okay? It's a big mountain, okay? Yeah. On top of the mountain, you can see the entire Seoul. It's spectacular, okay? It's a very popular hiking place, okay? It's next to Seoul National University. It's the Harvard of South Korea, okay? And my father went there, business major, okay? My sister went there too, okay? Yeah, as undergrads, okay? I also, my paternal grandfather, my father's father went there too. Before it was renamed as Seoul National University, uh, the older name during the Japanese colonization era, like early 1900s, okay, it was like a 경성제국대학교. It means like a capital city imperial university. So originally it was established by during the Japanese colonization era. Okay, so my father's father went there. Okay, his major law. Okay, my father's father he was a judge in South Korea. Okay, yeah. He was an attorney. Okay, yeah. So yeah. Okay. Okay, I'm from good family. Okay, my mother's side grandparents they are into finance, banking business. Okay, yeah. Successful one. Okay. So I'm from good family, okay? Both of my father, mother side, okay? Yeah. Well educated people, okay? Yeah. Mm. But did I go there? Seoul National University? No, I did not. Why? Uh, when I was in high school, okay, yeah, I studied, okay, but I was more like, I want to go to university in America, okay, but because when I was 19-year-old, high school student, teenager, okay, yeah, I'd rather go to university in America, okay, because I was born in America, okay, doing my father's PhD, Korean Cornell University, Itaewon, I believe, okay, so 1970, okay. So I have dual citizenship, okay, back then. Now I'm just American citizen, okay. So yeah, 19 years in South Korea. Okay, enough. Okay, let's explore the world. Let's go to America, okay. So I applied to American universities, okay. I Madison, Wisconsin University, okay. So I majored in computer science. Okay? Back in 1997, okay. So, yeah. Okay? Now, back to Seoul, South Korea, okay, 1980s, okay. So, yeah, Kwanak Mountain next to Seoul National University, okay. So, yeah, it's nice, popular, open to a public mountain, okay. Hiking trails, hotels, restaurants, okay. Public transportation, okay. Very popular mountain. This is big mountain, high mountain, okay. From the eastern side, it takes us 3 to 5 hours to go to the top, okay. From western side, it's steeper, but it takes like 1 to 2 hours to go all the top, okay. Lesser distance, but steeper, okay. We went there as family, and also I went there a lot alone as a teenager, taking the bus, okay. Yeah, it's a good mountain, okay. Yeah, good exercise, hiking, okay. Yeah. Hmm? Clean water, creeks in the mountain. Korean word, 계곡. Okay. Like very clean water. Okay. Yeah. I can see through. Okay. Between the rocks, boulders, clean water. Okay. Very cold water too. Okay. So yeah. But we cannot drink it though. There are some spots between the rocks, natural filtration. It's called yaksu in Korean word. Okay. What does it mean? Medicinal water. Okay. There's some spots there and it's free. Okay. But that's not creek water because it can be polluted. Okay, it's like between rocks. Okay, boulders, naturally filtered rainwater, basically. Okay, in South Korea, there's no glaciers. In Alaska, we have glaciers. Okay, but in South Korea, they don't have glaciers. Okay, yeah, it was filtered rainwater. Okay, during the summertime between rocks, boulders. Okay, there's some spots there, and they do inspect it for water quality. Okay, for safety. Yeah, so it's safe to drink. Okay, without boiling. Okay, in Alaska, we do have some spots like that. Okay, I know. We are in Alaska past 11 years. Okay. Now time check. How many minutes do we have? Okay. We're talking about mountain hiking, huh? Okay. Time check. More than uh more than 10 minutes left. Okay, so we'll take 2 minutes break, okay? Vocal rest, thank you. 2 minutes. Thank you. All right. How nice. Story time. Yes, so Gwarang Mountain, Gwanaksan in Korean word. Yeah, it's very nice. Okay, so as a teenager, I would go there alone sometimes when I was in high school, middle school. Okay, yeah, 1990s. Okay, I'll go there alone sometimes. Okay, during the weekends. Okay, so yeah, I'm old enough. Sometimes I got lost because I like going the off trail, not main trail, but smaller trail. Okay, it was intentional. Okay, because I like adventures. I like challenges. Okay. Mhm. And I remembered, okay, I got lost in the mountain, okay, as I was coming down from the eastern side, slope, okay. And I got to the top of the mountain, yeah, the main trail, okay. But when I was coming down the western side, steeper, okay, shorter distance, okay. I went off trail by intentionally, okay, because I like adventure, okay. I was like, yeah. So I got lost, okay. So the smaller trail got narrower and narrower and narrower, and it disappeared. Where's the trail? Oh, this is cool. I like it. It's like Saturday evening, I guess. It's getting not too dark, but just a little bit. Maybe 7 p.m. summertime. I guess I was in middle school or high school back then, okay. 1990s, okay. I remembered I was in Taekwondo, Korean martial art, 석사체육관 in Pampo, okay. Where my parents paid for the education, okay. So I remembered, oh, black belt, grandmasters, 석사체육관, Taekwondo school, okay. It's a private school, okay, so my parents pay for it, okay. It's not part of public education, okay. I remember, okay, a good memory, okay. So one of our grandmasters, black belts, okay, in Taekwondo school, Korean word, 사범님, okay. One of some of them told us, yeah, when you get lost in a mountain, yeah, just follow the stream, creek, just follow it down, go down the mountain, and stay. If you're lost in the mountain, just yeah, follow down the stream, 계곡, the creeks, and you find a village. You find people after you got lost in the mountain. Okay, it's very good advice. Okay, because civilization evolve around the water, running water. Okay, people need water. Okay, so I remember that advice, and I followed that advice. Okay. So there's no trail anymore. So it's rocky, boulders, rocks. It was not easy coming down that next to the creek bed. Okay, it's quite rocky. Well, I wanted that adventure. That's what I did. That's why I did what I did. Okay. Yeah. So maybe after 1 hour, 2 hours, slowly because it's not a trail. Okay, this is rocks, vegetations, trees, shrubs. It may have taken 1 hour or 2 hours, okay, just slowly because it's not a trail. Not a trail, okay, so alone, maybe 8 p.m. It was not too dark. I can still see things, okay, but it was getting dark. There's nobody there for 1 to 2 hours, okay. Down the mountain, next to a creek bed. Was there water there? Sometimes, other times, it's dry, okay. But going down the mountain, okay. That's a creek spot, linear, okay? Now time check, vocal rest, okay? How many minutes? 5 minutes. 1 minute break, okay? Real quick. Time is running out. Third time. So, coming down the mountain next to a creek, okay. Yeah, but creek, the water gravitation, okay, they converge together, okay. So the creek, small creeks, coming together down the mountain, it become bigger and bigger, okay. More water, it becomes like river from a creek, okay. So, okay, so more water, okay, yeah. Down the mountain, down the stream, okay. Now time check. Seriously, 3 minutes. Yeah, we have 3 minutes. Okay, so yeah, so it's walking down slowly because it's not trail. Okay, so sure, slowly. Okay, alone in the evening. It's Saturday evening. Okay. Then later on, maybe 1, 2 hours later, yeah, yeah, I get to hear some sound, some lights. Maybe it's like 8:30 p.m. Saturday, summertime, around there. Okay, so it's dusk. Okay, so I can see some lights, some sounds, but not car sound though, not yet. Okay, but some people sound, voices maybe. Oh, good. Finally, I'm out of woods. So I walk toward the shrubs, trees, grasses, rocks, boulders, whatever. Okay. No trail though. Okay, so yeah, I walked up. Okay, toward the lights, sounds, people's voices, and this nice paved road, asphalt, and I see some restaurants, some shops. Okay, I'm out of the woods now. Good. This is getting dark. Okay, now it's paved the sidewalk. So going down, okay, some city bus later on, okay, maybe 30 minutes down the road, okay, some city bus. I see that scene in my dream sometimes, okay. And yeah, I was teenager, okay. So yeah, some popular, more crowded place. A bus going to Seoul because there's outskirts of Seoul, Gyeonggi-do, okay. Yeah, so back then, yeah, next to the bus wall, yeah, what cities that this bus go to, okay. Yeah, some popular destination. Okay, big bus station. Okay, let's go there. Okay, so take this bus, pay the fee, and then another bus to Pampo, my parents' condominium. Okay, yeah. So I got there safely. Okay. So okay, it's been 2 hours. Okay, see you next time. Okay, thank you. Nice, right? Yeah. Story time.